Welcome back to the 3DMPs podcast. Today, we're here to discuss the top 15 point guards. It's going to be an ongoing list. We're going to go position by position, and we're going to end it with the top 15 consensus players in the league. I'm your host, Jack. We're here with a superhero that looks like he's got some supreme vision right now. We got Lockie,
Court
and then
vision.
as always, we got our honorary short king. We got Corey. How we feeling, boys?
Feeling good.
Yeah,
It's the point guards list. So today I got the vision.
yeah. Very on topic. Very on topic. We're also going to do a categories draft similar to the first episode. But as always, we start with our quotes of the week. Does
That I
anyone
gotta look up quickly.
volunteer?
Oh my
I'll be
god.
I'll be last again.
He's
Corey
Googling it
will look
again.
up. This is a weekly segment where me and Lockie go first, and Corey hopes to find one by the time we finish.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Lockie, are you ready to go? You want me to take the reins?
Um, I don't mind.
I can go first,
What the
I
fuck?
believe. Okay, my quote is I walk into the locker room and I was like, yo, I just effing scored 60, bro. 60 on effing Kobe Bryant. Coach says, and we won the game. Man, F the game. You know how much kitty I'm going to get now?
I know it too.
Corey.
Can I just get one right for like once? And if I'm wrong, I'll go back to my quotes.
Go-
Yeah.
Is it Gilbert Arenas?
It is 100% Gilbert Arenas.
I know it. I know it. As soon as
I
he said
thought,
60 on Kobe.
yeah, I thought that gave it away, but I think it's funny because I never heard the other part.
Mine's not that like deep cut, but
You're gonna have to find one that's really good, so I have time to find mine. Because fucking this
Well,
is
I
gonna.
picked the point guard, so it was on topic for the point guards list, you know?
Oh,
yeah.
that's a good idea.
Well,
I'm not
here's
gonna do that.
mine. If I had to choose between blank and my wife, catch me at my lawyer's office filing for divorce. This was said about an NBA player.
Jesus
I know
Christ.
who it is. Was it said by Mark Cuban?
Yes, it was said by Mark.
No way. Fuck. We're making too many easy ones.
Do you know it, Corey?
I think it's a guy that we're going to be talking about a lot later.
Yeah, I have a rough idea, but I don't want to guess it again. Shit.
Is he the leader of the Fighting Whites?
He is.
Is he God's gift to this earth?
He's not LeBron.
Is he Luca the Don? Luca
He is Luca the Don. He said, if I had to choose between Luca and my wife, catch me at my lawyer's office filing for divorce. This was, I believe, in his rookie year.
Yeah. And he went through a tough time where obviously Luca was traded the season after he stepped down. It gave it over to Nico Harrison.
Crazy.
I believe Corey's found one.
There's it's so simple, but fucking the player who it is, you can have no idea, which is even funny.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so this week, very simple. If you don't believe, who will? That's it. Easiest quote of my life to say. And I found it in 2 seconds. So
If you don't
who is
believe
that NBA player?
Jalen Brunson.
Absolutely not.
Josh Hart,
Absolutely not. Not a Knicks player.
Mikel Bridges.
Absolutely not.
Okay, can you give us error? Is it like past or present?
uh past. But like 2010s. I'll give you that.
Okay, if you don't believe, who will?
Has a very nasty highlight reel.
John
Very
Wall.
crafty. No.
Ooh,
Good
that's a good
guess.
guess. Kemba Walker.
No. He
Kyrie.
is a this will help you. He's a shooting guard. Not for this topic, but he is a shooting guard.
Crafty. Jamal Crawford.
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh,
It is Jamal
okay.
Crawford. Very simple, but I
Mhm.
found it very quickly.
Can you give context to what this is?
He literally said that when he came back and played in the bubble area.
Oh, okay.
Oh, when he came back.
He
Yeah.
came back. So
Okay, I like that.
quotes
Well, yeah.
is done.
Sweet. Like I said in the intro, we're going to be discussing the top 15 point guards in the NBA. However, we take that statement is how we rank. We might have our own biases. Some might be more obvious
No,
than others.
we've only got truth here. Only got truth.
But yeah, we have a select player pool. We're basing it on where we think they're going to play next season. So Ja Morant, although yes, everyone can say he's a point guard, we did include him on shooting guards. Devin Booker on shooting guards, players like that. If we didn't name them, then most likely they either didn't make the list or they might be on next week's list. We'll go through the players that just didn't make it at the end. So we're going to go position by position. We have our consensus 15. Jai has done the research. We all sent our list to Jai, our number one fan. He
Are
averaged
we
out
going to look
scores.
at the list itself of what point guards were there, or are we just going to go
We'll
through
go over
ours?
that at the end. We'll go over that. Or we can start it on the first one because I think there's a consensus top 14. But this last spot, it has me a bit curious, and I'm really interested. So to talk about number 15, I don't know how to explain this. I didn't have this guy in my top 20. So how he made the list is very curious to me.
Did I get a name?
15, we have Davion Mitchell.
Oh no! Oh yeah, that's me. I read it wrong. I thought
Corey, did you confuse Davion Mitchell for Donovan Mitchell?
I did. I did.
What?
Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah,
Okay.
well, come on, they're both similar names. I'm dyslexic.
Oh,
Fuck
in
yeah.
the point guards list. I was hoping that was. Look,
Come on, he does.
Me personally, I'm a Heat fan, and I love Davion Mitchell. He's one of my favorite players.
okay.
But he is not
I'm
top
glad-
20.
Now I understand why Jai was so weirded out by that. Okay,
Yeah,
that
I'm
makes
glad
sense.
that's the reason, and it's not that you genuinely think. Because I'm looking at my list now. It said you had him at 10th.
Yeah,
which was very concerning to me.
Okay.
There's nine. Wait. So you think there's 9 people better than Donovan Mitchell
In what? Shooting guard?
in point
It's
guard?
irrelevant because Donovan Mitchell is not on the point guards list, so it's irrelevant.
But you still thought there was
Okay.
9 better.
Okay, but don't worry. Now, I think we're in agreement. I think we need to work collectively and change number 15.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so I can read you off the list of players that all receive 1 vote, and we will pick one of those players. I think that's the fair way to do it. Okay, so the list of players that received 1 vote was Davion Mitchell. We can exclude him.
So good though.
Was
Can we
Dylan
include
Harper?
Donovan?
No. Was Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox, and Keontae George. Me personally, I had Keontae George at 15. Just over Fox and Harper. Lockie, who did you have at 15?
Well, before I say, with my rankings, I did it based on projections for how well I think they'll play, considering obviously how good they are, how much it translates to winning. So if they're putting up good stats on a bad team, I don't really value it as much, and also just opportunity. So obviously with Harper and Fox, I found that to be a tough one. I personally put Fox over him, and I put Fox at 15 because I think Fox is going to be starting next year still, even though what happened in the finals happened. I still think Fox will be starting, and I still think he's going to get more of an opportunity than Dylan Harper. And also, he was an all-star last year, so
yeah,
that's why I had him above.
Yeah, I think I had George on my list, Lockie had Fox on his list, and Corey had Harper on his list.
Yeah. I know.
So essentially, we all have to come to somewhat of an agreement. I picked Keontae. I did my list off if I could have them for next season, and that's it. But I also, because it was the 15th spot, I do agree that I probably showed a bit of love to how good Keontae was last year. I feel like it will dip a bit based on the Jazz's off-season and their draft and everything. So I am happy to go with either Harper or Fox over Keontae. I was just kind of showing him love in that last spot. So I am happy to go with one of those two. And I don't know, Corey, who would you go with out of them? Taking into account last season and the finals.
I do like De'Aaron for
But
giving
also
us the win for my bandwagon team. He single-handedly gave us a very good chance of winning, and you know, he was an all-star, Lockie's right, and
I'm happy to give it to De'Aaron.
he's a great player, and I think
Mhm.
Harper got more of an opportunity because Fox was playing so bad.
We
But
do
I
have
think
to,
De'Aaron is a top point guard, a top
yeah, we do
15.
have to account that De'Aaron was playing a bit hurt as well,
Yeah, that's
which I think
true.
is worth noting on
Well,
that ankle.
I don't mind like Keontae in there as well because I actually like spoke to
It's
Jack about
debatable.
this. I spoke to Jack about this before last season. I thought he was going to win Most Improved, and he didn't. But he was
Mm,
definitely like he
Oh,
definitely
and my
made an
thoughts too.
argument.
yeah.
I was big on
I
him
mean,
last season,
do you
and
guys want to hear the
he
stats
performed really
difference?
well. So I just think he's not going to perform the same level because of the additions of Jaron and Darren Peterson.
100%.
So I think because of that and because Fox, again, I think he'll be starting. I personally am
Yeah,
very strongly backing
yeah.
Fox in that spot.
I'm happy to
I'm
give
not
it to
mad at
Fox.
that.
These are the
I'm not mad
numbers
at
from
that.
last year. These are the numbers from last year. Keontae George, 24, 4, and 6. I'll
Fucking
give you
hell.
Harper's from the finals.
But the
It
Jazz
was
were
8.
a bad team.
Yeah,
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 that's
of
the point.
course. Harper in the regular season was 12, 3, and 4, but in the finals was 18, 6, and 3. And then Fox was 19, 4, and 6. But obviously, yeah, Keontae did have the keys to the franchise.
Yeah.
So he was able to get up more shots. I'm happy to give it to Fox if we can
I,
all agree.
I think I would have put either Fox or Harper if I didn't know it was not Donovan Mitchell. So my bad. My bad.
Okay.
I'll take
Okay.
that. I'll take that.
Okay, I think we have a consensus 14 now that I'm looking at it. If you take Davion out, Corey had this guy at 15, but obviously that would move this guy up. We all had Darius Garland at 14. So very consensus. I think that's a fair spot for him compared to the rest of the field.
He
I think
could
he's
be
a
higher,
solid
but
player, but yeah.
Well, I think in terms of like statistical output, I think he's going to have better numbers than the guys I put above him. But again, he's not going to be on a winning team. It's not going to translate to winning.
Yeah.
So it doesn't carry as much value. So I'm high on Garland. I think he's a great player, but it's just he's not really adding much value because
Yeah.
of that. So I think that's a good spot for him.
Yeah, I definitely took into a place how high you can raise the team's floor. I don't feel like Garland does that a heap. I think he's a good complementary guy if he's like a third best player on a team. But yeah, I think the guys above him just do a lot more efficiently, more consistently. I had a debate between him and the next guy who we're going to talk about in a second, but ultimately I trusted the more reliable guy. I think, well, I'll mention him now so we can have that debate. At 13, we had James Harden just above Garland. That was all consensus as well. James Harden was the consensus number 13. And I think ultimately it came down to I think James Harden is just the better player right now. And I think he's just proven that he can elevate the floor. I think he gets a lot of slack for how he played in the playoffs last year. You got to remember he was coming into a new environment. He was averaging 25 points a game on the Clippers before he got traded. James Harden is still James Harden. It's hard to adapt to a team where Donovan Mitchell is so ball handle dominant. And yeah, you got to remember that as well. Fresh team in the playoffs. I know he's had his struggles forever, but I'd rather have James Harden for one season than Darius Garland. I feel like.
Yeah, well, again, for me, I'm considering situation, and like I believe he averaged around 19 for the Cavs last year. Is that right?
Yeah, so
19 and 8.
his total numbers for the season was 24, 4, and 8. I can't tell you the splits,
Okay.
but
Well,
obviously that's
I
very
just
heavily
think
favored by the Clippers.
I
Clippers stats.
yeah, I mean, I think he's on the wrong side of 30, pushing 40,
Yeah,
you know. So like he's going to regress each year. I mean, he hasn't regressed to the extent that most players do.
I think at the base on those playmaking.
Yeah, I mean, it's more just the athletic ability. Like, the more that declines, the more he struggles defensively, um, mostly. But I don't know. I think his stats just won't be as good as the guys ahead of him, and the guys I had ahead of him are also, I think, going to be on winning teams as well. So that's why. Like, I love Harden. He's one of my favorite players to ever play, but
Mm-hmm.
it was hard for me to put
It's a
him this
different
low.
era now.
But like realistically, I kind
Yeah,
of had to.
yeah. What was your reasoning behind the similar reasoning, Corey, or
Yeah, pretty
from
much.
Harden to Garland?
I think
Yeah,
he's just, as Lockie said, he's on the other end of,
yeah.
30s. I think if this was a couple of years ago, it'd be a completely different story. But I
No,
think
he'd be in the top 10.
after Brooklyn, after his injuries, he's just slowed down a little bit, and you just can't put him higher for that reasoning.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Well, I feel like we've had a pretty consensus list. It changes a little bit here, but I feel like here, for myself anyway, from here to 8 was a bit. These players are all in a different stage than the top 7.
I went
So
favorite player.
here, Lockie, you had this player ranked at 12. Me and Corey both had him at 11, so one higher. But here's where Jamal Murray was.
Hmm.
So Jamal Murray is our consensus 12.
Who did you guys have at 12?
I had LaMelo Ball at 12.
I can't remember at this period of time.
Corey
I
had
know my
Trae
top
Young.
five-
Corey had Trae Young at 12.
Really? That's interesting.
Look,
The reason I went with Jamal Murray due to LaMelo is if I'm having it for a one-game sample size, I've seen Jamal Murray do it in the playoffs. I've seen him have the bigger moments. It was a very tough debate. I chopped and changed them a bunch of times. But ultimately, that's what I went with, and his connection with Jokic a bit. I feel like he can have. I feel like they'll both have a good season. I think it was a real toss-up for me.
For me,
Obviously, LaMelo's a better
I
playmaker.
mean, I think I had LaMelo higher. I just think LaMelo does more, and I also think like I don't know, Jamal Murray. I think he's a good player. Obviously, he had a great year last year, but I just see LaMelo having a even better leap. Like we haven't really seen him in the playoffs, so it's hard to say what that's like.
Yeah.
But in the play-in last year against the Heat, he played really well because I watched that game very intently, and he played really well. He doesn't seem like the type of guy to like shrink in the big lights, like he seems like the type of guy to elevate his game. I trust him to do that, and I think given the environment he's in and the situation he's in, like what he did with the Hornets last year and the run they went on was incredible. And the Timberwolves are a much better team. I'm excited to see how much he can elevate them. And I also just think, considering how badly they've needed that playmaker and how much of a playmaker he is, I can see him elevating their team so much that I just think he's more valuable at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, I kind of took into account the last version we saw of the player as well. And Jamal Murray did have a great season, and I wanted to give him somewhat credit for that. I think it's hard because they're going to be in two completely different roles. LaMelo is the hub for the Timberwolves. Jamal Murray plays off our hub. He's a score-first guard. They're completely different players. I think defensively they're both solid. Like they're both okay. They're not great. They're not bad. I think LaMelo has probably more upside in that area. But yeah, Jamal Murray's had them clutch moments in the playoffs, those takeoffs, and I just gave him the nod. But I'm a big LaMelo fan. I wouldn't be surprised if I have him much higher by the end of the season.
I agree. I actually agree with all that.
Yeah.
Not much else to be put.
We'll get into Trae when we get to Trae.
So is the consensus Jamal Murray then? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Jamal Murray's number 12. But
Okay.
me and Corey both had him at 11.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
At number 11, which is a funny one, is Damian Lillard. So, Lockie, you had him at 11, so you were spang on. I had him at 8, which I am a Damian Lillard fan.
Did I even have him on the list?
And Corey did not have him on the list, which I think is disgraceful.
Are you serious?
It is no hate towards Damian Lillard.
I could go 11 and 12, but I can't go not 15.
He is coming back from a crazy injury. You got to put that into perspective. Yeah, he's gonna always be good, but you just don't know what he's gonna come back to.
Yeah. I have a question. Do you think that Dame isn't going to be as good as a guy coming off the bench?
Yeah, you had Dylan Harper at 13.
One made it to the finals.
One was on the Spurs.
Yeah, but I also went with their past year, and I just think because Damian Lillard is coming back from such a significant injury, I get it. Really put him in.
Yeah. Well, for me, like I think considering how good he looked in the 3-point contest, I don't know, like that might have given me more confidence in him. Obviously, Jack's very confident in him. I'm not that confident, but I just think he's still going to be the same player. I don't think he really needs that athletic ability to still create his shot. Obviously, it helps, but I just don't think he's the type of player that needs an insane amount of explosiveness. Um, and I put him like obviously talent wise, he's much higher, but I just put him lower because I think given the situation, it's a bit of an awkward fit with him and Jar and Denny. They're all very ball dominant, so I just don't know how that's going to look. And obviously with the injury, I don't know how he's going to look. But I just felt like I had to put him in that range, and it was
Oh,
hard to sort of like. I don't know, he was the hardest one for me, I think, to rank.
oh, I can definitely see him going as far down as 12. I think that's fair. Those players are all similar ranges. I get the
Yeah.
injury. I'm very confident in Damian Lillard, the person, as well as the player. I know he would be attacking that rehab. No fucking stone unturned. Is that what I was saying? No,
That was pretty bad. No.
no, whatever it is. But
Whatever
I'm
it
very
is.
confident in
I don't
Damian
know.
Lillard
It's
looking
above my
very
pay
similar
grade.
to how he looked before. The last healthy season we've seen of him next to a Giannis who was obviously averaging 30, Dame put up 25, 5, and 7, which on most of these players on this list that we've read out so far is their career year. And that's Damian Lillard playing next to a superstar. Obviously, I'm very high that he's going to look very similar. I just think modern medicine, I get 36, but all the past Achilles, they've all looked the same when they've come back. I think
Well,
he
I
attacks his
think
rehab, and I'm going to be optimistic as a Damian Lillard fan that he's going to look the same. I think he will lead the Portland Trailblazers in scoring. I think he will be their main guy still. I'm pretty confident in saying that. Maybe he doesn't, but I'm high on him, and I valued for the one season, I would rather have him to elevate my team than some of these other guys. That was my thinking behind it.
yeah,
And
I
I
think
have him
he's
and
still
another
going to be
guy
there.
very next to each other for the same reasons. Where
Yeah,
I had
I think he's going to still be like potentially 90 to 95% of the player he is. I wouldn't be surprised. I just think,
yeah,
again, given his situation, because it's not as
yeah,
good as the other guys I have above him.
yeah. I didn't really factor situation too much, but
Well,
I
I
can
just think
understand.
like his stats aren't going to look as good as he
Yeah,
performs because there's other guys who are going to put
yeah,
up points and,
yeah. But I'm in saying that I was very aware that you guys were probably going to put him lower coming off the injury. I'm just really high on him, and like
I
not to
I
say
did
that you're
not,
wrong.
yeah,
Yeah,
I did
I can
not
see where you're
put
coming
him on
from
the
too,
list.
Corey.
I didn't put him on the list for any other reasoning, but he's coming back
Yeah.
from a serious injury and he's old. It is,
I can see where you're coming from.
he's like top 5 greatest shooters ever. I cannot deny that he might be. He is fucking a great point guard, all in all. I'm just currently going off what he's going to come back from and also the
Yeah.
team that he's
I think
going
that's
in with. And I just don't think with that he's in my top 15. I
Oh,
might
I
put him
understand
in.
both your guys' points. But that's my guy. He's my number 8.
Fair.
Moving on from Dame, we have Trae Young at number 10. Is our consensus number 10? I can see Lockie, you had him at 9. I had him at 10, and Corey had him at 12. Corey, would you like to speak first? So you had Jamal Murray just over it.
Yeah,
We've spoken about.
I love Trey. I purely put him at that rank for his injuries. I went purely off injuries with most of these players, just because he is a smaller guard and does get hit a lot. The team that he's going in with, he could be a potential 25, 10, and 1. You know what I mean? He could become more than what I'm saying he could. I'm purely just going off the injuries. I think I love Trey, and that's who I started watching when I started following the Hawks.
What jersey are you wearing?
A Brunson jersey. Now, hold on now.
How quickly they switch up.
What's your PSN name, Corey?
All right. I'm not gonna hate on Trae Young too much. I think because he's not on my team anymore, I can diss him all I want. But at this current period of time, it is purely off his injuries that I don't see him
Yeah.
any lower. That's
Fair enough.
that's me.
Fair enough. I'll also just add before Lockie goes, the last healthy version of Trae Young that we've seen, I'm not going to count last year. He did average 24, 3, and 12, but I completely get what you're saying, Corey. He is hard to be available as of recent times. But Lockie, I'll let you talk on Trae.
Well, we spoke about it last episode, I believe, about how me and Jack both said we think the Wizards could be a playoff team. And I think Corey kind of agreed. He didn't really like say it, but I think he sort of nodded his head.
I agree.
Yeah, like he
100%.
agreed, but he obviously didn't vocalize it.
Mm.
But I just think he's gonna be the guy. Like I know they have AJ now, and I know they have AD, but AD is not going to show up as much as you'd like him to. And I can see Trey averaging like 25 and 12 again. Obviously he's turnover heavy, and he's not the greatest defender. But at the end of the day, he's in a situation. Again, I keep saying situation, but he's in a situation where he's got so much size, so much defense, so much versatility around him that I can see them being a top six team, and he is going to be like the catalyst of that team, the leader of that team. So I just think he's going to have a great year. I do have him at 9 because I think the guys ahead of him are better. They're more efficient. They, they do other things better. And I sort of take away from Trey because of the defense, because of the turnovers. But I just think he's going to elevate this young team into reaching their potential.
Yeah, I would agree. I just think Trey is just such a hub. And like I said, I valued the people that have proven it in those moments, um, especially like playoff moments. Trey Young has a career full of them already for someone that has missed a lot of time and is still so young. And so I valued him with a one season sample size. I valued him pretty highly. I think I agree with Lockie said about the projection this year. I think he's going to have an insane season. And yeah, I had him at where did I have him? I had him at 10. So I had him just above Jamal Murray and LaMelo. I just think I like him a bit more than Murray. I think that's more of a feel thing. I just think I believe in Trey Young more, and he has had those moments versus what LaMelo's done. I know LaMelo's a better defender. I switched them a bunch. I did originally have LaMelo higher, but I seen Trey's last time he was healthy, and just how good this Wizards team shaping up to look. As long as he's healthy, I think he can be well within that top 10 by the end of the season. Next up, we had our consensus 9. We had LaMelo. So Corey had LaMelo at 8. Lockie had him at 10. I had him at 12. Corey, you had him at 8. Thoughts behind
I think from the players that we've already named, he is just better in every category. I think also the team that he's on now, he's going to thrive in. Like he has that superstar next to him. He's also got other players to actually get his assist up. Where I think with the Hornets, there was a lot of missed shots each game where he could have averaged more than 10 assists with those extra passes being, made. Yeah. To be completely honest, I think LaMelo is just better, plain and simple. Better player, better playmaker, more efficient. He's an all right defender. You can kind of just put him anywhere and he does what he does. And his vision's insane. So that's where he goes for me.
I think he does, like you just mentioned, he does a lot of things great. He rebounds the ball great. He passes great. He's probably a lot more versatile than some of the players that I had above him. But it was just those big moments and those unknowns that if I had a one season sample size, I would pick the other guys. I'm not opposed that at the end of the season, LaMelo Ball could be as high as 7 or 8 for me if he has an amazing year. But yeah, I just had those other guys ahead of him simply because they're more proven. And that was my thoughts behind it. That's how I did my list. But yeah, Lockie, with you doing projections, I can see how you would have him a lot higher based on this Timberwolves team.
Well, for me, yeah, I had LaMelo at 10 and I had Trey at 9. I think they're similar level players and they're just very different players. Like LaMelo is the better defender. I think he's better off the ball. But Trey is just a better.
Yeah.
Trey is better with a worse team around him. He's
Mm.
better at helping those teams. I think LaMelo is a better complementary piece. So for them, I feel like they were interchangeable for me. Even like 8 through 12 was interchangeable. Oh,
I
sorry,
think
9
8
through
through
12.
12
Like
was
that's
yeah.
Trey, LaMelo, Dame, and Jamal Murray for me. I feel like those guys were all in the same sort of tier for me. Even maybe the next guy, but I don't know.
I had the
We'll talk
next
about it.
guy as yeah, I had them all
Yeah, no,
interchangeable.
I think LaMelo's great. I put Trey higher just because I think his numbers will look better. And LaMelo, obviously, the health concern. I know Trey was just hurt, and LaMelo was healthy, but still, it's just
Yeah,
a few little things
yeah,
like that that sort of leaned me
for
into
sure.
going with Trey.
For sure. Next up, we had Kyrie Irving. Lockie had him at 8, I had him at 9, and Corey had him at 6. Um, so I think,
Mad
in
at
my
that.
opinion, yeah, like Lockie just said, I think I had Kyrie, LaMelo, Trey, Dame, and Murray. They were in their own section. I think towards the back, it was Harden and Garland, and then whoever was 15. And the top 7 were the top 7 for me. That's how I kind of broke down
Exactly
this
what I
list.
did. That's exactly the
Yeah.
same for me.
Um,
I think we
the
just ordered
reason,
8 through
yeah,
13 different, but
yeah.
same tier.
Similar reason to why I had Dame at 8 is why I had Kyrie at 9. He's the more proven guy. If it's a one season, I can rely on him more. I feel like I was always going to have Dame and Kyrie right next to each other. Both coming off injuries, but both I don't feel like will affect them as much. I understand Kyrie's in a better situation than Dame. I just picked Dame because I'm more up on Dame in general. But I understand Kyrie is very efficient. And yeah, I really like him at 9 for me. But consensus 8, I'm still happy with that. What do you think, Corey? You had him at 6. You had him a bit higher.
I love Curry. I think
Mm-hmm.
just as a player, I kind of picked him more because of my like fan favorite.
That's okay.
He is just everything you want as a scorer, especially in a point guard. I pick him more for his scoring ability. He can go either hand. He's going to break a defender down and get people open. He's very difficult when he's on the court and healthy. And he's also just really smart when it comes to the game of basketball in itself. This is someone who has proven time and time again, every team he goes on, that he is a first or second option.
Yeah.
He's never been lower, in my opinion. And I think this season coming back, kind of like with Dame, I think he's rehab and what he's done outside to get back to fully healthy has been seen on the internet. So I just put him higher for that reasoning. I think he's going to come back and be himself, and just because he's a bit older now and he's got more knowledge of the game, and I think that's why I put him higher.
Yep. Too easy. Lockie, you had Kyrie at 8, which was
I'm just curious. So, Corey, you think Kyrie will come back strong off the injury, but you don't think Dame will?
Now,
What should like what?
in
I'm
my
not like I'm not
in my
judging. I'm just
defense,
curious. Like, what's the reasoning?
you're right with me saying that. It is a bit, how's it going? I didn't see Damian Lillard realistically on the list as I was going through, because I was kind of just going through and going, oh, yeah, this is what my top 15 looks like, forgetting about Damian Lillard until this has come up, and trying to go over my argument. But I would have Damian Lillard a little bit higher.
Do you
I'd probably
think
put
you
him
would
at
replace Davion Mitchell with Dame at 10?
probably,
Is that
yes.
a fair thing to? Okay, well
That's a fair
let's
thing.
say that's your list.
To be honest,
yeah.
yes,
The
you're right.
insult on my face when I seen Davion Mitchell on the list and not Damian Lillard. I almost threw my phone.
All
So
right.
in
Well,
my defense, I try to backtrack on that. But
Yeah.
if I'm going to put
I
Kyrie
get you.
Irving so high and say the injury thing,
Yeah.
you're right. I think Dame
Yeah.
is an exceptional point guard and should be higher. Maybe he definitely is in the top 15. I will change my answer completely. Those 2 point guards have a lot to prove, and that's. I hope they both come back and be who they are realistically.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
Going on to like my opinion for Kyrie. I'm looking at his stats right now. So obviously he didn't play last season. Season before,
Yeah.
he averaged about 25,
5 and 5.
25, 5 and 5, call it.
Yeah.
Super efficient. The reason I have Kyrie higher, I still think he's somewhat in the same tier as those other guys, like I mentioned before. The reason I have him higher is just because I think he's a more complete player. I think Kyrie is so dynamic in a sense that he is just a three-level scorer. He's incredibly gifted on the ball as well as off the ball. He is, I think, one of the better defenders out of those guys. Um, I think you could say, you know,
I'd say him, LaMelo, and Jamal are probably better
I
defenders.
think he's a better defender than Jamal. I think LaMelo probably just with his size, but I do think
Yeah.
Kyrie like is one of those better defenders, and he's just so efficient. Also, given situation, like he is going like obviously I think they're gonna say this is Cooper Flag's team, but in saying that, Kyrie, I think he could still average like 25 or more um, on 50, 40, 90 basically. So because of that and because of just the overall complete game, the fact that he doesn't really have a hole in his game is why I have him at the top of that tier.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll just reiterate it again. I had Dame and Kyrie above those other guys for that experience, and that I can rely on them down the stretch of a season. I know they're going to come up big. The reason I had Dame above Kyrie is I think he's just proven that he's a bigger floor raiser than Kyrie is. When they've had their own teams and stuff, he's done more with less. I can understand the injuries and the age, although playing a factor, I'm not thinking that's going to play as much of a factor. But I am a Damian Lillard fan. But moving on, we have the pretty much the consensus top seven. Um, Loosely the consensus top seven. At number
Gonna
7,
be
we
me
have
who's
Tyrese
around here.
Maxey. Um, I had him at 7. Lockie had him at 6, and Corey had him at 9.
9.
I'm just below
Okay.
Kyrie.
Okay.
I don't watch
Um,
the Sixers that much.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
for
I'll
me,
just go over Maxey's stats last year real quick before we go. 28, 4, and 7.
yeah.
Maybe you should have looked into that.
I think for me, Maxi, I put him at 6.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a similar year. I think those stats might go down a little bit, just given the additions of Jalen Brown and we all know who. Given those additions, I think his stats might go down a bit. I still think he's going to be one of their main guys, obviously, but yeah, I can see those, um, declining a little bit. I still think he's such a complete player. He's very turnover friendly in the fact that he averages a high amount of assists and a low amount of turnovers. He's good on the ball. He's good off the ball. Um, yeah, I really like Maxi. He's one of my favorite players in the league. I just think there's some guys better than him. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised Corey had him at 9, to be honest. That's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's going to be on a good team too. They're going to have a good record. Like, yeah, I think he could, for me, he could have had a very good argument for 5.
I
Yeah.
should have probably swapped Kyrie Irving and him. I'll say that now.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
might. I didn't know he was scoring that much. I know he's a
Yeah.
fantastic scorer, but I didn't know he was averaging that much. So
Yeah, and pretty efficiently too. He's a
we're
pretty
having a
good player.
pretty bad run at this.
Yeah. I really like Tyrese Maxey too. The guy ahead of him, I just like a tad bit more. And I can't say other than just a feel. We'll go into the next player because the next player is Tyrese Halliburton. I had him at 6, just above Maxey. Lockie had him at 7, just below Maxey. And Corey had Hallie at 5.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I put Hallie above Maxey is I just love Halliburton as a player. He's my type of player, someone that kicks the ball ahead. He does a lot of things that don't get recorded in stat sheets, but he just translates to winning so well. And I think it was a toss-up between him and Maxey for me because it's hard because Tyrese didn't play last year. It's hard to see. Even in the finals run, he was unhealthy and he still looked that good. But I just like the play style of Tyrese Halliburton, that true point guard that can put up bloody 18 assists and just control a whole game and just play with so much pace. I just love that in a player. So I just ranked him a little bit higher, although I am aware that Maxey is so skilled and they're interchangeable for me.
Well, for me, I mean, I just think the Sixers are going to be the better team, and I think Maxi's going to be a huge part of that. I mean, looking at it now, like see both ways. Like I could see him going above Maxi, Halliburton going above Maxi. I could see Maxi going above Halliburton. I think I put Maxi higher because I just think Philly are gonna be the better team, and I just think it's a little bit unknown with Halliburton considering the injury.
Yeah, it's hard to
But
judge him.
those two were definitely like neck and neck for me. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I also believe Tyrese Halliburton hasn't hit his peak yet.
yeah, that too.
Just curious to see what that can look like. I think he'll come back just as good, if not better, than what he was before he got hurt. But Corey, you
Yeah.
had him at 5. You were a bit higher on him.
See, my list is getting a bit weird because I've been talking about injuries, and this is also a man who's coming back from a pretty bad injury.
I don't think it's too bad because he's much younger than the other guys.
Yeah, but also it's
But
kind
that
of
was
like
his whole argument with Dame not being
I
on
know,
the
I
list.
know.
But I
I know,
also
but Halliburton is much younger than those guys. To be
yeah,
fair,
Yeah.
I agree with Jack on the end of he's a true point guard, and he just does everything right when it comes to that end of just he's a pass first. But if you need him to get a bucket, he has proven time and time again in the clutch moments he can do it. He's made fucking how many game winners on every team, and also didn't have to play game 7. I know every player would, but knowing that you're going to possibly do the injury that he did, he could have said, nah, fuck it. I'm not going to get injured. I'll come back next season. Still went on to score 9 or 11 straight in the first couple minutes of a finals game 7 is just, it is insane. And I just can't wait for him to get back on the court and just prove that the Pacers are just a lot better with him on the floor.
Well,
Like,
it's
exceptional.
hard. Like I don't know. I'm thinking about it now. Like it's so hard because the last time we saw him, look at how good he was.
insane
Like,
run. It's like with Jalen Brunson after this year. That's the
Yeah.
level he was at.
Yeah, literally. You could argue he was better. No, but I just think like I don't know. Hallie had some games in the playoffs where he struggled, but he always came up when it mattered most. But Maxi, I think, is just more reliable consistently, but Hallie's more reliable at the end of the game. Like it's just it's hard. I don't know why he's saying I'm glazing when I'm
No, I just don't agree,
But
and
I'm
I just couldn't think of
comparing him
anything
with-
else to
And
do.
that's okay. That's
I
okay.
just-
I don't know. I don't
Nah.
know. It's such a tough one. Like I think those two, it's for me like
They're
mid-season.
a toss-up
It could be
for me
very
too.
different. At the end of the season, it could be very different. Like those two are on the same level. I think for me.
I agree.
Yeah, the reason that I had Hallie as well is like he just has those moments already that I can rely on. And I feel like even if Hallie doesn't have the best game statistically, he still leaves such an imprint on the game. And that's such a valuable thing that you can't even calculate. So I gave him the slight edge. I just really like Halliburton as well. I like the no
honestly,
look. I like
you could ask me tomorrow, and I'll have Halliburton over him.
yeah, of course.
And then the next day I'll have Maxi. Like it's
Yeah, it just depends on the day. I agree with that.
Okay, so moving on.
Oh, here we go.
Number 5, we have Cade Cunningham.
Oh, I don't think I had him that.
Yeah, so me and Lockie both had him at number 4, and Corey had him at 7.
7.
He had Cade at
7.
I'm not a huge fan. I don't know. That's a personal thing. This is not about his performances or anything. This is just a me. I'm not a big fan of the Pistons in general.
Fair enough.
That is a me. That is a purely
I
just don't like it.
I can't argue that.
Corey, he averaged 24, 10,
6
and
and 10.
6.
Yeah.
And was 5th in MVP voting and won 60 games.
I didn't take any of that into factor. That is purely my list, and it is purely I don't
You can't argue with him there. You can't argue.
I don't like him that much. I knew as soon as Jack started laughing, I went, yep, this is where Cade is. He's purely just, I'm just not a fan of him. I just, I don't.
What don't you like about him?
I see. This is the thing. It's not because he is a phenomenal fucking point guard. He is great. He's made the Pistons fucking where they are today. I personally just don't see him above the players that I have already put. Okay. And that is just
his playoff stats last year, by the way, 28, 8, and 5, shooting 43, 40, 86 splits.
Yeah. Well, I'll move on. We'll
And that's
move on.
with zero spacing, by the way.
Yeah. I'll move
Zero
on to
points.
my argument for Cade. I very much feel like if this list was done at the end of the season last year, I would have had him at 3. Based on events that happened in the playoffs, I had to peg him down to 4, which I think is rightly
completely
so.
agree. Yeah, I'm the exact same.
There's a funny thing in the NBA that's happened over the last 8 years. No American has won MVP. I seriously could think that Cade Cunningham is the one that could do it and bring it back to America. I think he has that potential. He has the skill set for it. He's a
I think
rebounding, assisting, scoring guard. He controls the whole game. I'm very high on Cade. He has a lot of holes at the moment, but he still translates so well to winning. You've seen that last season. And even when he's not efficient, yeah, it still translates to winning. He can control a game, which I think is rare. It's a rare skill to have.
Yeah, I mean, with the MVP thing for American, it's like him or Cooper Flag, I think.
Yeah, those are the two.
Like maybe Tatum, but I don't think so.
It's probably just going to be Wemby for 10 years, but
Yeah.
maybe.
Wemby's award.
Yeah. But yeah, Lockie, you want to go on Cade?
Excuse me.
You wanna go on?
No, I don't know. Like I said, what his stats were. Like he obviously is for me. Like Jack said, was probably third until the playoffs happened.
Yeah.
Then a certain someone may have made his mark and bumped himself up higher. But yeah, he's one of the best two-way players in the league. He fills up stat sheet. He's obviously translates to winning. He does not have a lot of help, and look at how good the Pistons were last year. He's a great player. So I don't know. I feel like
I already know who's going to go 4th or 3rd, and I'm going to lose my fucking marbles.
Yeah, well, I'll name
I'm
4th.
going to lose.
His 4th is Jalen. No, I'm joking. It's Steph Curry is number
Yeah.
4. Me and Lockie both had him at 5. Corey, you had him at 4. I respected Steph above Hallie and Maxi. The resume, I can rely on him in the playoffs. He's the best shooter ever to touch a basketball. The traction he brings by just stepping on a court. But I think Cunningham? I think his just ability to do more was just shown this year, and I think I just value him above Steph. 5th in MVP speaks for itself. I think he's just shown that he's a better player than Steph at this point in their careers, and that's why I had him slightly above Curry. But I very much respect Curry still. Hey, you reckon, Delilah? No? Lucky, what do you think?
I think, yeah. Anyway, I think for Steph, Steph for the last couple of years, he's been on a bad team that haven't really done much in the regular season, have kind of struggled. And I feel like up until those Olympics, like he was sort of like looked at as like, yeah, he's still good, but he's not who he was. And then the Olympics happened and we saw that he is in fact still that guy. I think he is still in fact that guy. He's just in a shit situation.
I agree.
Pardon my French. There's a baby present. I think he's in a bad situation. So yeah, I don't know. There's obviously rumors of him getting traded. We'll talk about that later. But you know, if he gets traded, maybe he works his way high up the list. But it's just so tough considering how great the guys above him are.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is still such an elite player. Has so much gravity on the court, just with his shooting ability alone. I mean, we all know how good Steph is. I don't really need to get too much into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we know who he is.
Yeah. I was doing one of his interviews currently where he puts his child at the front while he speaks. So
yeah,
I was proving Steph Curry.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
So Corey, you had him at 4.
Yep. He purely the top 3 players are just better, and Steph is incredible and is a Ballot Hall of Famer, no questions asked. Probably. No. He is top 3 best point guards ever, and I will say that right now.
Top 2 without a doubt.
Yeah, 100,000%. But I just think for the next season, there's 3 other players better.
So. Yeah. Well, let's move on to the top 3. At number 3, Corey, can you move Delilah over a bit? We have Jalen Brunson. I will just read out before you go, Corey. Before you go, Corey, me and Lockie had Jalen Brunson at 3. Corey had him at number 1.
Yes.
So I will allow Corey to go first.
I am
Over
not.
Luka and
I am not gonna have a tattoo of Jalen Brunson on my leg and not put him as my best point guard. That's just not gonna happen. I will stick by it. I think if you win 7 awards in one season and pull off the craziest championship in a while, yeah. I don't know why Lockie's laughing so much. It's not like the Heat did anything when they went to the playoffs.
You're not even a Knicks fan.
Whoa. I'm a fan of Jalen Brunson. That's the whole point.
And I'm a
Yeah.
fan of LeBron, and he's the GOAT. So what's the argument?
The argument is I think he is the best point guard on this list. I'm
Okay,
not
so
not gonna argue.
other than that, I'm just gonna say, what makes you put him over Shea? Go on.
Well, I think him and Shea, I have a thing where it is both their stats next to each other for 41 games. And then you also got to think in the playoffs, Shea lost. And I know he's won a championship last year, but we are talking about the current year and what the year is going to happen.
Shea looked really good in the playoffs when he got eliminated. I think
Look, the
You
two
could
players
argue
above.
Brunson had more help.
No.
You could definitely argue with the injuries.
Fuck me. Give me 2 seconds to speak. The two players above, I can completely understand why you would have put them two first. I'm putting Jalen Brunson first purely for the fact that he is my favorite player.
Mhm.
Also, he is not that far behind both the players that we're going to talk about. I cannot find the stat, but I definitely know there is a thing online in 41 games where the only stat Shea is better than Brunson is field goal.
Okay, can I get you to do something?
What
else?
about defensive stats?
Yeah.
Wasn't in my
That's
in my
half the game.
Okay. All right. Moving on. You have Brunson above Shea. What does Brunson do better than Luka?
win.
Without like the team around him, what does he do better than?
Look. I'm not gonna hate on Luke and Shea. They're both MVP players.
No, Corey, you don't have to hate on them. Just explain why Brunson is better. It's not you saying they're bad.
It's purely for the fact that he won 7 different trophies in a season, and I'm not going to hate a man for winning.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Okay.
purely for the fact that he went on an historic run with a team that, yes, got lucky, and also he did have help. I'm not saying he didn't.
Wait,
but
so how
this
many
is
of
a
those
man-
awards were
This is a
individual?
man that had 45 in a game 5 against the Spurs. You cannot hate on a man that had an historic game in the finals, in the biggest moment known to man.
Look. The stuff he did this season makes it hard to have this argument. I hate that we have to do it at Brunson's expense after he had such a great season.
Exactly.
But we'll just settle on you're going to have him above those two. We're going to have him below those two.
100%.
I'll go with why I had him below those two. Obviously, I had him probably behind Cade after the regular season. That's what I was talking about before. But after the playoffs, I had to elevate him above Cade. He just did too much. But I feel like Luka and Shea are just at another level where they are top 5 players in the world, where I don't think Jalen Brunson is. I think he had the moments. He did everything you can do in a season. But like I said, I think if you put Luka on the Knicks, put Shea on the Knicks, I think they can do very similar things, if not better. I also feel like Luka on the team he's at, if you switch him with Brunson, they are not as good as the team they are. If you put Brunson on the Lakers, they don't do nearly as good as the Lakers do. I think the same with the Thunder. And that's the reason why I had those two above Brunson. I think they're just world beaters, and Brunson is an insane talent. And I don't want to take anything away from him. He had one of the best seasons I've ever seen. But I have those two above him. Lockie.
Well, yeah, I completely agree. And again, my rankings are projections for next season. I do not see him having the same season. I still think, again, I don't want to take anything away from Bronson.
Yeah.
He had a phenomenal season.
No
He's one of
Bronson
the best.
slander.
He's one of the best players in the world. I'm not hating on the guy. I just think so clearly that the other two are just a little bit better than him. That is all. Um, but yeah, I just don't see him having the same level of season. I think Shea and Luca will have better years. I think they'll have better stats. I think they'll have more success. Um, yeah, I mean, like I said, I completely agree with what Jack's saying. So
Yeah. I had Brunson as my definitive 3, Cade as my definitive 4.
yeah,
Those were non-negotiables. These
those
last
were
two,
my only two that were like locked in.
yeah. These last two, I can see the argument either way. I'll read out who our consensus number 2 was. It was Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Corey had him at 3. I had him at 2, and Lockie had him at 1. So Lockie, as you have him at 1, I'll let you go. So pretty much, we've already debated Shea versus Brunson. So let's just debate Luca versus Shea.
Okay, well for me, I think Luca's one of my favorite players. I have his jersey somewhere behind there. I don't like Shea. I do not like him at all. I do not like anything about the man. On the court, off the court, I don't like him. But
He is a
he is
Shea
just the better player.
Cade.
He is extremely efficient. He's extremely consistent. He is a better two-way player. He just knows how to get to his spots. I mean, he's a back-to-back MVP for a reason. I also think the Thunder are just going to be the better regular season team. I also think they're going to have better success in the postseason. So that is why I have Shea higher. That is simply why.
Fair
I
enough.
think Luca is top 3
Look,
player in the world. So is Shea.
I had it as a toss-up. But as a member of the Fighting Whites myself, I can appreciate Luka Doncic's greatness. And when I was really tossing up, I just had to slightly go towards Luka. I think Shea's phenomenal. He's so efficient. He's so good on defense. Those are two things that Luka isn't as much as he is. But I think Luka's playmaking, his rebounding, and his ability to control the game. I'm very curious if they were to switch teams, what the results would be. So I'm feeling if I have a blank slate and I can pick anyone in the league, I feel like I would pick Luka over Shea, which is why I went with Luka.
Can I just say something I find interesting? I find it interesting that Jack, a Lakers fan, put the Lakers point guard at 1. Corey,
find it
a
interesting
Knicks
as well.
fan, put Brunson at 1.
And Lockie, a Shea
Corey
versus
put
Alexander
Davion
fan.
at 10.
Why do you keep saying Knicks fan? I am a Jalen Brunson fan. This has been said so many
Okay,
times.
Jalen Brunson fan at 1.
Thank you.
And I, a Heat fan, Corey put Davion Mitchell at 10.
Yeah, but
I mean,
didn't
I'm
think
curious.
it
I'm
was-
curious to see the shooting guard list because I'm not going to be surprised when I see Austin Reeves is in the top 3 and Nickeil Alexander-Walker is also in the top 3. But
Mate,
by
do
the
you
way
think
these
Austin
things are
Reeves
going,
is going to be as low as 3? What? Okay. Corey, what's your argument for having Luka over Shea in your list?
I like
Luka
Luka
over
more.
Shea at 3.
It's very simple. I think Shea, as Lockie said, you can't hate the man realistically. He's a fucking
you can hate the man. You can absolutely hate
Lockie
the man.
does hate the man.
I hate the man.
Okay, I changed my words. You can hate the man, but you can't hate his game.
You have to respect his
You
basketball.
have to respect him. He gets called for flopping, as I should say, but in
To
reality,
be fair,
all
Luka-
three, just shut up for a second. The top 3 players we talk about all average around the same amount of free throws. So that can't be really put into the category when they're all good at what they do. They all can draw fouls and get to their spots, blah, 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 blah. Purely for the fact that I am a really huge fan of Jalen Brunson is why I put him at the top in his incredible season.
Mhm.
The other 2 are exceptional and could be 1 and 2 without fail.
Yeah.
I understand why you just put them 1 and 2, but I can't sit here as a fan and say that they're number 1 and 2.
No.
That's purely from a fan's point of view. It is our lists, understandably, because you picked him at 3 and 4, why he went to 3. Understandable.
And at the end of the day, these are our lists, and we can say whatever we want. That's free will.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
You mentioned there was some facts that Jai wrote
Oh, yes.
when he
So-
did the rankings.
Oh,
Also,
God.
yes, big thank you to Jai. Like, huge thank you.
Yeah.
What he has
Um,
done by the sounds of it is like
So he just
extremely
wrote a couple dot points. So now that we have our consensus top 15
Corey
on
sucks.
Instagram, so obviously our top 15, I'll read it out again. So our consensus top 15 is we've obviously switched out Davion Mitchell. So our consensus top 15. At 15 is De'Aaron Fox. At 14 is Darius Garland. At 13 is James Harden. At 12 is Jamal Murray. At 11 is Damian Lillard. At 10 is Trae Young. At 9 is LaMelo Ball. At 8 is Kyrie Irving. At 7 is Tyrese Maxey. At 6 is Tyrese Halliburton. At 5 is Cade Cunningham. At 4 is Steph Curry. At 3 is Jalen Brunson. At 2 is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And at 1 is Luka Doncic.
I'm looking at my list compared to that. Mine is like
Well,
very similar. The only
yeah,
difference
Lockie.
is like one spot.
Lockie, he said that yours was closest to the consensus list. You had the closest to the consensus. These are observations. The top 8 were very consistent across all 3 lists, so we all had the top 8. Luka, Shai, and Brunson were clearly the top 3. I would argue Luka and Shai were clearly the top 2, but no. Steph, Cade, and Hallie were the next tier from that. And then, yeah, like we said at the start, the players that appeared once on everyone's list was Davion Mitchell, Harper Fox, and Keontae George. I'll just read off the other players that we had in the pool, just in case you're wondering, who did not get drafted. Let me go find this real quick. So there was LaMelo, Brunson. Yeah, there was Brunson, Collier, Cunningham, Curry, Doncic, Fox, Garland, Giddey, Quickly, Ty Jerome, Keontae George, SGA, Jalen Suggs, Halliburton, James Harden, Dylan Harper, Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, Tyrese Maxey, AJ Mitchell, Jamal Murray, DeJounte Murray, Peyton Pritchard, Ryan Rollins,
and Donovan Mitchell,
Fred VanVleet, Kobe White, Trae Young, and Davion Mitchell. Okay, so those are all the
pretty
players.
similar names.
That's our list for this week. Moving on from the top 15, I believe Lockie has a segment for Corey. This is kind of an ongoing thing.
Yeah, so it's an ongoing
We have the
thing,
spelling bee.
but because we're trying to cut time back a little bit, we have just one name to spell this week.
If you make me spell Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'm gonna fucking lose my
Corey,
shit.
I'm hosting. Let me host. So we're gonna have one name. If you both spell it right or if you both spell it wrong, I will add a name until someone, like sudden death, basically. That's how it's gonna work from now on. We're just gonna do a sudden death every week. So, for the name you have to spell, do you have your whiteboard?
I can grab one. I can grab one. Give me 2 seconds.
That would be very much appreciated.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a sudden death week to week, just first to get one whilst the other gets it wrong, basically. I just think it's better.
I'm old as fuck. I'm using
more
my
entertaining.
We are ready.
Okay. So for the first name, and hopefully the only one, you have to spell Alex Antetokounmpo.
Okay.
I am ready, coach.
By the way, I took my mask off because I was literally sweating underneath this and I couldn't breathe. In case anyone was wondering, it's quite the struggle.
Okay.
All right, are you ready, Corey?
1 second.
Okay, Corey, would you like to say that now?
No. I'll just show you.
All right, show me.
Corey has spelled Alex followed by the alphabet.
Not a bad effort. All right, Jack, how'd you spell it?
I spelled AlexAntetokOUNNMPO.
Yep, Jack wins again. All right, no surprises. Let's get on to this draft, eh?
Okay, Lockie, I'll let you explain the rules and I will
Okay.
finish all the categories for us.
So, just to update the viewers, our plan moving forward is to do 2 drafts, then a quiz. So, week 1, a draft, week 2, a draft, week 3, a quiz, and repeat that. So for this draft, we're doing 6 categories again, starting 5 and a 6-man. So as for the categories, the first category is played in an overseas league professionally after playing in the NBA. So obviously, like LaMelo Ball played in the NBL in Australia before the NBA, that does not count. They have to have played in the NBA in a professional league after the NBA. The next category is has a direct relative in the WNBA. So it cannot be a partner or a wife. It has to be a sister or a mother who has played in the WNBA. The next category is animal in their name. So some part of their animal,
Full
some
animal
some part
must
of their
be in
name
there.
has to spell an animal. It has to be the correct spelling of an animal.
Uh-huh.
Um, then we're doing shoots left-handed. So as we all know, our glorious king writes left-handed, shoots. Sorry, writes left-handed, shoots right-handed. Um, that doesn't count. They have to shoot the ball with their left hand. Then our next two categories are a little bit interesting. So basically, we're
Mhm.
doing drafted by team. So Jack is going to ask ChatGPT, give me a random NBA team. Whatever team it is a player drafted by that team. They have to be drafted by that team.
Mhm.
The next one is a random jersey number. So Jack is going to say, give me a random jersey number. Whatever it is, we can draft anyone who's ever worn that number, and the version of them we draft will be in their prime. So it doesn't
Okay.
have to be that version that wore that number. It's the prime version of that player.
Okay. I have the number in the team.
Fuck.
You already have it.
I just asked ChatGPT then.
Okay.
Okay. The number of player, the number that the player had to have worn is 17.
1738.
Okay.
Yeah. And the team that they had to be drafted by is the Utah Jazz. So
Okay.
not the most obvious picks here.
Okay.
um, and should I get them to randomly pick who should go first?
Yeah, may as well.
Who should go first out of Corey, Lockie, and I?
No fucking way.
Corey's
Corey,
Googling something.
You can't Google the 17 or the team. Corey?
Corey's Googling already. He's already cheated.
What? Yeah,
You're not
right.
allowed to Google the team or the number.
So we're meant to just guess someone who had
Yeah,
the.
you meant to know. That's why we do it on the show live.
So we're meant to guess someone who wore 17 on the Jazz.
No.
No,
Who was
It's
no,
two
no.
drafted.
We
Yeah.
separate
So
have to
categories.
draft. We have to draft someone who wore 17 in the NBA,
yeah.
and separately someone who was drafted by the Jazz.
For fuck's. Okay.
So you can't Google. We haven't Googled it. That's why we did it right now. So the
Well,
order is
I did, in my
yeah.
defense, look up who wore number 17 on the Jazz. So there was one player. So it
Okay.
didn't really give me fucking anything.
Yeah. Okay. So the order is Corey, you go first. I go second. Lockie goes third, and it snakes back.
Fucking lord.
So
And
Corey's going first.
Yeah.
yeah,
Corey's
so I don't have to pick the number 17 or that first. Anyways, I can pick out of all the categories first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
any category
right.
first.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, oh fuck. Okay, I'm getting my point guard out of the way with a really weird number. I'm picking Luka the Don as my point guard with number 77.
It was 17.
He has to
No.
wear the number 17.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Fuck. I forgot about that part. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
What?
I'm gonna allow you to draft again.
Yeah.
Do you know the categories?
Yeah, we just said them.
But
I
do you have the notes on your phone?
I do.
Your shared document? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I forgot about that rule. Um, fuck. Oh, fuck.
You
Okay.
can choose any category first, Corey.
Yeah. Okay. I'm picking another point guard, and I'm gonna put Jalen Brunson as my lefty.
Okay. That does fit the category.
Thanks.
I have a question.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
For the WNBA relative, surely daughter counts. It's a direct relative. If mother and father count, if father counts, daughter should count. Like, you know
I
what I mean?
mean, I specifically said,
No, you said direct relative, which is
yeah, you know what? Fine.
I will draft Karl Malone as his daughter played in the NBA, WNBA.
He's
He's all yours.
yeah,
Watch
yeah.
out.
You can have that, man. 17.
Okay.
No, I think she was 13. Oh, that's different. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah. No. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, it's Lockie's good.
All right. Okay. Well, I can go a number of different ways here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. I should have looked at my list before I started.
I'm gonna take.
Mm.
I'm gonna take John Havlicek for number 17.
That's a
That's a
good
good
call.
one. That is a good one. Not number 77. That is not irrelevant at all. Okay.
And then
Oh yeah, you can do double. Thick.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
see if
gonna
he has
take.
vision.
I'm gonna take Larry Bird.
You're a fucking cock puncher.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
going with two of the best players available.
Okay. I will take. I have Karl Malone as my WNBA relative. For being a father, weirdly enough. I am going to take has played in a league professionally post NBA career. I'm going to take Tracy McGrady.
Yeah.
Corey, you'll go?
I get to pick twice, don't I?
You do.
Yeah.
Shit. Because my player who played overseas also just played overseas and came back. So I'm trying to narrow down some players that I know have played. Yeah. And you took my animal, so I'm gonna be fucked in those categories.
Corey, you had
Was it-
access to the categories. You could have done research.
Indubitably. Um, That is very true. That is very true. Fuck, what am I gonna go? What am I gonna go here? So Utah. Drafted to Utah.
If you went on a tour,
If I went on a tour, I think I'm gonna get my two out of the way. I think I'm gonna get their best point guard ever. From the Jazz, I'm gonna go John Stockton.
Okay.
Because I can switch him and Jalen Brunson between my point guard and shooting guard.
Yep.
Got
Good pick.
two shorties. I would love to say if we could go off nicknames for animals because I got one, but that's not the case. And I think I'm going to go for WNBA relative or relative from someone who's in that. I'm not picking someone that's good. I'm picking someone that I looked up and knew at this current period of time. I'm not looking it up now. This is on my list. And that is Julian Reese, Angel Reese's brother.
Okay. Fair enough. So that's both your picks?
Correct.
Okay. I will pivot a little bit
Animal.
because I think a point guard is going to be hard to come by now. I am going to draft James Harden for my left-handed player.
Should I be writing these down? I should be.
All right, I'm gonna take. I got back to back here. I'm gonna take for drafted by the Jazz. I'm gonna take Dominique Wilkins.
Respect.
You knew he was drafted by the Jazz?
Yep,
Yeah.
I did my research.
But we didn't know about the Jazz before.
I did my research for most teams. I looked up who was.
I said not to do any, but I guess fair enough.
Um, then
So you looked up every team that has like weird players draft for.
no, I knew most teams, but I knew there was like a few guys that I don't know. I just looked up like the 30 best players. Who were they drafted by that I wasn't sure about
Yeah, right.
because I knew Dominique played for multiple teams,
That doesn't
and I
make
knew
this.
back then there was a lot of draft day trades. Like Bill Russell was drafted by the Hawks, just things like that. Um, I have whole notes I can show you that I have not touched. If you
Oh,
want
I
to read
don't.
them
I
out.
believe that you did the research before.
Um, okay, so I've got what have I got left?
That kind of doesn't make it an in the moment thing.
I've got left-handed. I've got WNBA relative and played overseas. You know what? I'm gonna take Bill Russell for left-handed,
Hmm.
and then played overseas. I do need a point guard, so I'm gonna take Allen Iverson.
Uh-huh. Well, considering I'm struggling with thinking of people that wore 17, I know Chris Mullin wore 17, so I'm just going to draft him as a shooter to be my sixth man.
17's got me fucking stuck in a ditch.
Corey, you'll go.
I'm gonna go for my player who played overseas after, purely for the fact of not him being good, but just because of how much of a meme he was. I'm going JaVale McGee.
Okay. Very nice. And your second pick? You draft someone drafted by the Jazz still, don't I?
So I got to figure out a player who's an animal, has animal in their name,
Yeah. Do you want me
and
to help you out?
there's only one. I'm guessing.
No, no, no. There's one that really helped you out in the jersey you're wearing.
Yeah, it's something to do with like a horse
There's,
or something.
there's someone that really helped that team win a championship.
Yeah, but isn't that his nickname? Cat? Isn't that a nickname?
I'm not talking about Cat. He was on the other team.
Oh my fucking god! Yeah, you're right, De'Aaron Fox. Oh my god, I'm gonna pick him. Oh
Okay.
my god, I have 3 point. Yeah, you're so right. That's fucking completely fair.
Yeah, so you're going to pick De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah, he's my third. I'm having a small lineup. Is this going into 2K or is this just for people to rank?
This
This
is
is
for
just
people to vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it. I didn't have you guys pick for me, so that's a good start. That's all I care about.
Yeah, well, I did give you the answer. That helps.
No, you pointed me in the right direction.
All right. Me for animal name. I'm not sure if Lockie thought about this, but there's actually a lot of players that have Ant in their name.
I did.
Yeah, so I could pretty much either go Kobe Bryant or Kevin Durant. Um, for fit wise, KD is probably better, so I'm going to go Kevin Durant.
He would have been kind of perfect for my fucking small forward, wouldn't he? Fair enough. I didn't know. Didn't know that was yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hating these drafts. I'm hating
All right, as Lockie's go back to back, and that's his last pick once he's
It's my
done.
last pick for direct relative in the WNBA. I'm going to go with Paolo Banchero. His mother played 9 games in the WNBA. So
That's too much research.
That team is interesting.
All right. Can we rank your teams and call it a day?
No, we've still got
they're
to
not
pick.
done. So
We got 6 players.
Oh, fuck. Do we?
Lockie's got one more pick.
What's my last
I
category?
already have 6.
Oh, you've already picked all of them?
Wait, how do I have 6?
Do you have 6 players?
Yeah, I do.
What category am I
I
missing?
think I picked one player last time. I don't know. I don't know what I've done, but I have 6 players.
So you have 6 players already.
Yeah, I don't know how that's happened.
All right, so I have to draft someone that has been drafted by the Utah Jazz, and I need a center. kind of gonna go out on a limb and pray, and I could go Gobert, but I don't want to go Gobert. I'm gonna go Mark Eaton.
Oh, that's why there's a sixth man. There's been something added to the draft. Gotcha. I know it got read out.
How do I have 6 play? I'm so lost.
We'll go over each category next. Corey, for your last pick, do you know what category you have left?
Post NBA career?
You just drafted JaVale McGee.
Yeah,
Do you
no,
have-
that was the overseas who played.
You have number 17.
That's one thing. Yeah, you need to draft someone with number 17.
Yes, that's the one.
There's a player in the NBA right now that wears it.
Probably. There's probably
It's
a lot
very
of guys.
athletic.
Honestly, you could probably give me as many
Extremely
hits.
athletic.
As I just said, you could probably give me fucking.
He's pretty sharp when he comes down the lane.
Are you trying to say Shaden Sharp? Is he 17? Oh, yeah, I picked Shaden Sharp as my sixth man. Thanks, Jack. You're helping me out on a terrible team.
Well, when you picked Angel Reese's brother and JaVale McGee, I figured there's no point trumping you.
Pretty much. I mean, I didn't go through that much research, so.
Okay, so do you want to say our starting fives and our six man?
I would like to not.
Corey, you want to give us a go at your starting 5 and 6 man?
Block your ears, kids. Okay, so at my point guard, which isn't bad. My first two are okay. I've got John Stockton, and then I got Brunson, the GOAT himself.
Yep.
And then I got the guy who won the championship for us, De'Aaron Fox. Actually, no. I put De'Aaron as my sixth man. I changed that. De'Aaron is my sixth man. Shaden Sharp is now my small forward. And then I have Julian Reese. And then I have JaVale Shaka the Fool McGee.
Interesting. I'll read off my team. At the point guard, I have James Harden. At the shooting guard, I have Tracy McGrady. At the small forward, I have Kevin Durant. At the center, I have Mark Eaton. And off my bench as my sixth man, I have Chris Muller.
Who's your 4?
Who's your team?
Karl Malone.
What's he going to do against?
I really wanted Bill Russell as my center. I thought he would fall. I should have picked him earlier. That messed me up a little bit.
Well, for me, I sort of thought, fuck it, I'm going to go with a little bit of I guess, chemistry, if you will. Also, a little bit of just winning, if you will.
Your team would have done well in the 60s.
So, yeah, I drafted a bit of a different team. I went purely based on legacy. So, I have Allen Iverson at the 1. Then, my next 4 players have all played.
Irrelevant. They're not getting the ball.
My next 4 players have all played for the Celtics. I got Dominique Wilkins, Havlicek, Larry Bird, Bill Russell, and then off the bench, I got Paolo Banchero.
Not bad.
Okay. Those are our teams. I really like Corey's team. I like the fact that we're going to play each other, and I'm really looking forward to that. In terms of players that we may have missed out, we'll go through each category. Out of left-handed players, the players that did not get drafted, Bob McAdoo, David Robinson, which I wanted to draft Stockton as well, which made me have to get Harden, which meant I couldn't draft one of these centers, which annoyed me a bit because I needed a point guard. There was Brunson, Willis Reed, and I had Mike Conley. I didn't have a long list.
I had one player.
Lockie, did you have more for left-handed?
No.
Okay. Well, Animal in their last name obviously had
I didn't see a point in writing more because none of them were as good.
No. I had Larry Bird and I had a bunch of ants. I had Anthony Edwards, Kobe Bryant, Carmelo Anthony Davis. I had De'Aaron Fox written just to give people as like a trump. And I also had Jeremy Lamb. In case someone didn't fit the category, I was going to give him Jeremy Lamb. WNBA relative, I'm very upset that this guy didn't get drafted. Reggie Miller, my dear friend. We've spoken many times.
His sister didn't play.
Did his sister not play? Well, I'm glad
he never played in the WNBA.
His sister did drop like
She
100
retired due
points
to
in
an
a game.
injury before the WNBA was created.
Ah, okay. Well, in case someone did not know the WNBA, I was going to give them Candace Parker's brother, Anthony Parker,
Would Julian
Parker's
Reese.
brother.
I think Julian
Pretty much
Reese,
it's
you could
Julian
argue,
Reese.
is the same level. So
Yeah. There was also Gary Harris, Jaden Ivey.
Mm.
there was also, give me one sec. There's also Mark Williams, Amir Coffey, Rudy Fernandez, and TJ McConnell all had sisters.
Yeah, I knew TJ. The overseas league, overseas professionally post NBA career. Yeah, there was Iverson, Stephon Marbury, DeMarcus Cousins, Dwight Howard, Tracy McGrady, Deron Williams, J.R. Smith, who I heavily considered drafting, Meta World Peace, Gilbert Arenas, Stoudemire, McAdoo, and Dominic Wilkins.
I personally watched JaVale McGee hit a half court in the NBL, which made me put him at my list because I seen that shit live and that was fucking incredible. So that was just a personal thing for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
for
enough.
me, with the drafted thing, all I did was I looked up, I said, what players have been drafted by teams you wouldn't expect them to? And I wrote down
That's
just
a bit of
a
cheeky
list.
research.
Well, I mean, when you put the
Cheeky.
categories in front of us and you research other categories, I don't see why you can't research another category as well.
I think that's meant to be on the moment. That's fine.
And then for jersey number, I mean, I didn't really write anything down to do with jersey numbers because considering you asking ChatGPT, I thought they were just going to pick a basic jersey number, to be honest. So I'm kind of happier. That's why I took Havlicek first because I was like, well, now that you mention it, I know Chris Mullen wore that number, but I didn't in the moment. I didn't think of him.
We did
So-
forget legend, Jeremy Lin.
Yes, that is true.
Oh my god.
I just
my
looked it up
God.
as well, like Dennis Schroeder, Andrew Bynum, Ricky Rubio, PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
PJ
guys
Tucker.
as well. For drafted by the Jazz, I mean, I think
Donovan and Rudy. I don't. Were they drafted by the Jazz? I don't know if
Yeah.
Rudy was.
No,
There
he
you
was
go.
drafted by the Nuggets.
I thought so.
So was
Thought he
Donovan
traded.
Mitchell. They were both drafted
I
by the
thought they
Nuggets.
were both traded. That's why I didn't want to draft
I didn't
them.
even look that up. I just knew that because I remember.
Yeah, I thought that.
Because I remember both those guys played for the Jazz and were drafted by the Nuggets, and that's.
Yeah.
Like Jazz.
There's also like, I'm guessing like Deron Williams,
Possibly. I don't know. I wasn't
Gordon
confident.
Hayward.
I definitely could have held out and got him as my point guard and got Bill Russell and then instead of James Harden. But
That's if he was drafted. I mean,
yeah, I was pretty confident Mark Eaton was. That might be wrong still. You might have to fact check me there. You might be able to give me a player
let me
Okay.
if
check.
you want to double check that Mark Eaton
Deron
was.
Williams was drafted by the Jazz.
Damn, I could have got Darren Williams instead of Harden and got Bill Russell instead.
That's just too
Mark
bad.
Eaton was
Could have had-
drafted.
You could add Julian Reese on your team.
Okay. This is interesting actually. Mark Eaton in the 1979 draft was selected by the Phoenix Suns in the 5th round, and he did not sign and decided to return to school, so he was drafted by the Jazz in 1982.
So
I think
technically,
that counts.
So he was drafted by the Jazz.
Okay.
He was
Cool,
also
happy
drafted by the
life.
Suns, so I guess he counts for both.
Interesting.
I mean, I can't really argue that, so fair
Yeah,
enough.
we'll put a poll up on the Instagram. We'll see what you guys think. I'm sure there'll be
I'm
a
sure it's
really
added to-
tightly contested battle.
Should we reveal what our next week's draft is going to be, just to build up some hype, anticipation?
No.
Let's just say you won't see it coming.
Okay,
Let's just say
leave it at that. You're gonna want to watch.
Yeah.
We kind of missed this, but we didn't talk about around the league at the start of the video, but we can
Yeah.
talk about that now quickly.
There hasn't been much that's happening anyways. I think it'll be more of a big topic during the season.
Not really, no. I was just gonna say I woke up this morning and saw that Boston was trying to trade for Steph.
Mhm.
I don't know what that trade looks like. I don't really see that happening because what would the Celtics offer that the Warriors would want?
Grayson Tatum.
Other than that,
I don't know. I heard that Hugo Gonzalez and Baylor Scheiman have quite significant trade value.
yeah, that is true.
What about the Jaylen Brown guy? Oh, wait.
I'm not going to read too much into the Curry trades until something comes out from Curry's camp.
Yeah, the other thing, Stohan signed to a 1 year with the Blazers, gives them another switchable defender.
They
an
did
NBA
need another wing.
champion. The other thing I was going to talk about was I saw a post about Sam Presti being an absolute mastermind. So
He has been doing it all off season.
what Sam Presti has done is he traded Lou Dort to Atlanta to clear the money to save $250 million in the tax they would have had to have paid. Also, Spurs have the Hawks first round pick. He has helped, I mean, this doesn't matter too much, but he has helped the Hawks contend a little bit more, meaning the Spurs are probably going to get a worse pick. They also offered Spencer Jones a 2-year, $12 million contract that the Nuggets matched, which forced them to go into the second apron. And last year, the Nuggets GM said if they go on the second apron, they might have to consider trading Jokic. Also, this might lead to them not being able to afford Peyton Watson. So he has done an absolute masterclass this offseason.
He does.
I'm sure there's more things too. But yeah,
He
I think
keeps poking bears.
that is
He's-
ridiculous.
He keeps making sure teams have to pay players by giving them
Yeah,
a low deal and they have to match.
he's the ultimate finesser.
Yeah.
The other thing I was gonna say, there was a famous tweet that got sent a little while ago, and the tweet was, "LeBron James is 30. This fuckery won't last much longer." This tweet was tweeted at the end of LeBron's 12th season. This time next year will be the end of LeBron's 24th season, meaning that tweet was in the halfway point of his career.
That's tough.
That is ridiculous.
That is
And
ridiculous.
as LeBron said, he's going to be mad when he's 50 and still doing it. The other thing about LeBron, I think Corey will like this one. The Hawks entered the NBA in 1949. LeBron James entered the NBA in 2003. 54-year difference. The Hawks have won 172 playoff games in the history of their franchise. LeBron has won 188.
Speaks for itself. I had another thing about LeBron. LeBron broke the record. He surpassed Shohei Ohtani for the most jerseys sold by any player switching teams within the first 48 hours of the announcement. So clearly, people are getting their LeBron Philadelphia jerseys.
I just can't wait till we do our power forward rankings.
Yeah. Obviously, next week's going to be shooting guard, then small forward, then power forward, then center, and then the collective top 15, where Jalen Brunson will probably yet again be number one for Corey.
I'm not mad at that.
But I think that's all for today, guys. Did anything else you want to cover before we get to the final joke of the day?
I think we had some pretty good drafts. I think my team is fucking horrible. And I will come more prepared.
I think next week you will be able to do well.
I fucking hope so. Well, one of these drafts I got to do somewhat okay.
Corey, next week's draft, we'll discuss it after. You will be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Lockie.
So,
Today we hear the joke of the day.
for the final segment, what has 4 letters, sometimes has 9, but never has 5?
I think he wants you to answer, Corey. You might have to unzip your mouth.
Normally I speak when Lockie's talking about the joke of the day. What was the question?
Would you like me to repeat what I said?
Yes, please. I was too busy zipping my mouth.
What has 4 letters, sometimes has 9, but never has 5?
Do you know, Jack?
Yeah, I think it's a true statement.
Corey,
You got me lost.
what has 4 letters, sometimes has 9, but never has 5?
I don't know what you want me to say. I'm confused.
Corey, how many letters does what have?
What?
What has 4 letters,
I thought this was
sometimes
meant
has
to be a
9,
joke of the day. I thought
but
you
never has 5?
Yeah, it's more of a riddle than a joke.
Yeah, next time it needs to be an actual joke. I didn't
For
expect
those who
riddle.
don't
Okay,
understand,
would
the
you
word
like-
what has 4 letters, the word sometimes has 9 letters in it, and the word never has 5 letters.
Would you like to hear a
That's
joke, Corey? Will
the-
that make you feel better?
Could you?
'Cause I-
Yeah, just
End
tell
on
me
a
a joke
joke.
because I'm over riddles. I'm
Did
already.
you hear? Did you hear about the guy who spilt glitter down his pants? Pretty nuts, right?
All right, we'll talk to you all next week. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you then.